the night, when the full moon is bright, comes a horseman known as Zorro. This bold renegade carves a Z with his blade, a Z that stands for Zorro. Zorro, the fox so cunning and free. Zorro, who makes the sign of the Z.
Sergeant Garcia, there's a bear in the plaza!
Corporal, did you say there was a bear out there?
Si.
Oh, hello, little one. What are you doing here? Oh, of course, I keep forgetting.
All right, open the gate. Let me get a shot.
Do not open the gates until I say so.
But there's a bear out there. He'll get away. Where is he now?
He's over by the well. Always I have wanted a bearskin rug. Corporal, open the gate. Open the gate! Stupid! Do not close the gates with me outside. Suppose I should miss.
If the sergeant would rather have me do it.
Oh, no, I will shoot him, but you get muskets and come with me, just in case he should move when I fire. Open the gate. Shoot him, somebody! Shoot him, quick! Twice I tried to shoot him, but the stupid musket would not fire.
Neither would mine. I think something must be wrong.
Now, this is always true. If something was not wrong, things would not seem right. Corporal. Corporal, I have seen one musket fail to fire. I have even seen two muskets fail to fire. But never before in my whole life have I seen everybody's muskets fail to fire and at the same time.
Never did I hear so many quiet noises.
Corporal, do you think our gunpowder could have been wet?
It's not wet, Sergeant.
Then why did all the muskets fail to fire?
It's very peculiar, but it's not wet.
Peculiar? In what way?
It does not look quite like gunpowder. It does not smell like gunpowder. It does not act like gunpowder.
See if it tastes like gunpowder. Well?
I'm not sure.
Try again. Try again. Well, does it taste like gunpowder?
I don't know, Sergeant. I don't think I ever tasted gunpowder.
Of course the muskets would not fire, Baboso. This is charcoal.
How could it be charcoal? I just opened up a brand new keg of gunpowder.
You must have opened a keg of charcoal by mistake, stupid.
Do we have kegs of charcoal?
Do we have kegs of charcoal? Of course. No. How could a keg of gunpowder turn out to be a keg of charcoal?
I know.
You do?
When I was a little boy, we had a barrel of cider. But we let it stand too long and it turned to vinegar.
What has that got to do with it?
Well, maybe we let the gunpowder stand too long and it turned to charcoal.
Oh. And such a big bear, Don Diego. All the others were frightened and wanted to run back to the quartel. But I said to them, do not be afraid. I, Sergeant Demetrio Lopez Garcia, will protect you. And if you could have seen the way I chased after that bear, Don Diego, you would hardly believe it.
Well, just listening to you tell it, Sergeant, I hardly believe it.
I always wanted a bearskin rug for my floor, so I started out. And if only I could have gotten my hands on him.
Why didn't you shoot him?
Shoot a hole in my rug?
Oh, I see what you mean. Sergeant, you have a problem?
Oh, no, Don Diego, Don Diego, do you think it is true that gunpowder turns to charcoal if it stands too long?
Of course not. Whoever told you such a thing?
Nobody at all.
Oh, so that's what happened this morning when the muskets would not fire. You were using charcoal instead of gunpowder?
It is not true that the muskets would not fire. That is all wrong. And besides, how did you find out about it?
Bernardo was there, remember?
Don Diego, I do not know what to do.
Sergeant, just what is the trouble?
Our gunpowder is not gunpowder at all. Just charcoal ground up to look like gunpowder.
You mean someone stole the gunpowder from the quartel and substituted charcoal?
Shh. I made the men promise to keep it a secret. It would not do for the enemies of the king to find out we are almost without gunpowder.
And that was very wise, Sergeant.
Sometimes it is not easy to be an acting comandante, Don Diego.
I know what you mean, Sergeant. Oh, tell me, who has access to the gunpowder?
Well, there were only 4 of us. Capitan Toledano, Corporal Reyes, and myself.
That is only 3. Who is the 4th?
That is what I do not know. He is the one who took the gunpowder.
Sergeant, you might find it a good idea to Question everyone in the cuartel. Find out if anyone has seen anything suspicious or has any idea when and how the switch was made.
You are right, Don Diego. If you will excuse me, I will return to the cuartel immediately and begin the questioning. Gracias, Don Diego. Corporal Reyes, come in, please. Sit down. Corporal, where were you last night between the hours of 7 and 10 o'clock p.m.?
I was with you.
Never mind the alibis. Answer the question.
Don't you remember, Sergeant? We went to the bake shop and I talked to the baker while you sneaked up and...
Shh. You have to tell everything you know?
But you asked me.
So I did. But couldn't you just lie a little like a gentleman?
Did you learn anything, Sergeant?
I have learned a great deal. I have learned that Private Mendoza last night lost 14 pesos in a game of Bruja. Private Morales talks in his sleep, and poor Private Sotelo, he gets practically no sleep at all listening to what Private Morales has to say.
But what does this have to do with it?
Barbosa, don't you know anything at all? These little things taken by themselves may not seem important, but put them all together, then you get the whole picture.
It's good to have the whole picture, no?
Corporal, I do not know what to do. We are almost defenseless without gunpowder. Capitan Toledano told me that there are enemies of the king just waiting to attack us at any moment. It is a big responsibility to have on one's shoulders. I thought it would be very pleasant to be a comandante, but...
Maybe we'll learn who took the gunpowder.
No. You are the last soldier on the post to be questioned.
Have you asked the questions of the Senora Toledano?
Of course not. She is the commandante's wife.
But you said you were to ask the questions of every person in the cuartel. And she is a person.
She is a person, that is true.
I think I will go now.
Yes?
I am sorry, Senora, but as acting commandante, I must question everybody inside the cuartel, even including you. Please?
What is it you wish to know?
Do you know anything about, well, something that you have maybe seen sometime, if you happen to notice it? I mean, just anything you can think of offhand?
I do not understand the question. Like what?
Well, for example, do you know how to play... No. Do you ever talk in... just anything?
Well, I can think of nothing.
I have been thinking and thinking about how the gunpowder got out of the cuartel. The only things that have gone out of the cuartel gates at all are those big boxes that you had brought in, then sent out again.
I told you those were my husband's effects. There is not enough room for them in my small quarters with all my things, too. I sent them to the inn to have them stored.
Oh, I understand that, Senora. It is just that nothing else has left the cuartel.
You dare to question the wife of the Comandante, accuse me of being an enemy of the king?
Oh, no, Senora. I do not mean anything like that.
If you are all through with the questioning, Sergeant, I shall go over to the inn to make sure my husband's effects are properly stored. I do not care. It is just a matter of time before the sergeant is convinced that those boxes contain gunpowder.
We can't take chances if we let anything happen to this batch of gunpowder. Have you heard anything yet from the Eagle?
See, he knows that the other shipment of gunpowder got back to the Presidios in the north.
Is he angry about it?
Oh, did you expect him to be happy? Plans were all made to attack these Presidios within the next few days, but now that they again have the gunpowder, it is a different matter. It will mean a delay in operations all the way from Monterrey to San Diego.
That's all we needed, to have that sergeant start asking questions, even stupid questions.
At least I have never failed in my job, and the Eagle knows it. I will get rid of this fat sergeant for you.
Do you have to kill him?
No, there's no other way, Senora.
That is my specialty, taking care of people who get in the way of the Eagle. There is only one little problem that I can see.
Yes?
This one may not fit into a shallow grave.
Senor, except to raise your hands over your head. I warn you, my husband has taught me to be an expert with the pistol. So, this is El Zorro, caught like a mouse in a trap. You, like the sergeant, are a little too curious for your own good. Do you think this is the only place where gunpowder can be hidden? You think you can pull the same trick twice in a row?
Permit me to reach into my pocket. I have the clipped feather of an eagle, which I would like to show you. I believe your attitude will change.
You are not really Zorro?
At least allow me to offer my identification.
If this is a trick, senor, I warn you, you will soon join the fat sergeant.
I do not know how or why you became involved in this, senora, but it is a treacherous plot, hardly befitting the wife of a comandante.
You should be helping us, Senor Zorro, not fighting against us. Everything we do for the ultimate good of California.
Murder, treason, spreading misery in every way possible. This is for the good of California, eh?
The people are lazy, lethargic, contented. They are like a herd of sheep. Our only hope for California is for a strong man to take over.
If you believe this, senora, then you let someone make a fool of you. And now, if you value your life, you will explain to me that remark of the fat sergeant.
What remark? You do not deny that the sergeant is fat?
What have you done?
What's going on down there?
Listen, I could bind and gag you with your own scarf to prevent you from calling out. If I do not do this, will you promise to keep silent until I'm away from here? Your word of honor? Very well. I accept the word of the Spanish lady.
Help! It's Zorro! He's going out the window! In the wine cellar! Help me!
Make no sound, Corporal. This is Zorro.
Zorro?
Where is Sergeant Garcia?
He's not here, Senor Zorro.
Where is he? It is a matter of life and death.
He left with the Senores Quintana and Fuentes. They were going to help him get back to gunpowder.
How long ago?
Maybe an hour, maybe half hour. I do not know.
All right, Corporal. Put your face against the wall. Do not turn around until you have finished counting to 100, or I will cut off your ears.
1, 2, 3, 4.
this the place, senores? Is this where we get the gunpowder?
This is the place, Sergeant.
Is it hidden somewhere here in the rocks?
It will be here soon. Now, I suggest you take up a position where you can watch the road. Probably back here somewhere.
Oh, then someone is bringing it here. Is that it, senores?
That is it.
Ah.
This should do it, Sergeant. Sit down here and have your rifle ready.
Do not take your eyes off the road.
How long must I not look away?
Just you keep watching. And let us know when you see a wagon approaching.
A wagon filled with kegs of gunpowder, eh, senor?
That's right.
Do you think this is far enough from the run?
It is all right. We will go back into town and report that the last time we saw him, he was heading into the hills in pursuit of Zorro.
Will people believe that Zorro would shoot the fat sergeant in the back?
They can believe what they want to believe. He is a big man. One shot may not do it. So you be ready to act quickly, if necessary.
See.
Zorro!
Sergeant, it is a trap. They brought you out here to kill you.
Oh, no, Senor Zorro, you do not understand. These men are my friends. They brought me out here to get the gunpowder that was stolen from the quartel.
Don't move around so much, Sergeant. You offered too big a target. Stay where you are.
I've got his powder!
Enrique, I'm...
Sergeant, what I do not understand is this. With three of you there, why did you permit Zorro to get away?
We did not mean to do it, Don Diego. Would you believe it? I was this close to catching him.
What happened?
I honestly do not know. I was just closing my hands on him, and the next thing I knew, I was back in the plaza on a wagon, and Corporal Reyes was pouring a bucket of water over my head. Do you know what that rascal of a Zorro tried to tell me? He tried to tell me that my good friend, Senor Quintana, and poor Senor Fuentes were trying to shoot me in the back. He should have known I wouldn't believe anything like that.